Oh yeah, now my people, it's your guy, the Niger Englishman, and we are back here live on Tunnel TV for your pre-game show. And alongside my guy, he's been on the channel before. He's been on One Touch TV, and he's also been on this channel before. Welcome back, representing Liverpool. You got man like Jerry James in the building. How you doing now? How you doing?
I'm not too bad. I'm not too bad. I'm just sitting there waiting for my food to get cooked and that. But no, I'm happy. I'm happy, man. Big up to yourself. Big game tomorrow. And yeah, shout out to everyone, obviously, in the comments or watching this on the replay. Make sure we're smashing the likes.
Yeah, you know what to do. You know what to do. Smash the like, share, comment, subscribe. It's absolutely free to do so. So make sure you do so now. So guys, it's a big weekend of football. International break is over. Jerry, talk to me how you felt over this international break to start off with, man. How have you
been
felt?
washed, man. You think I've been watching football? International break to me is dead. I've been getting on with my life, man. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's a waste of time. This Nations League, it's not entertaining. All these qualifiers. You get England playing San Marino every flipping game, Moldova, all these dead nations. Ghana are hurting me right now. You know what I mean? Losing twice like Comoros, it hurts. But Nigeria ain't been doing too well either as well. African a mess. So African qualifying been a mess. So yeah, man. But we're here, man. We're here. You know what I mean, I've been anticipating this game, so it's been a long build up.
Bro, like I didn't even know who Nigeria played this international break. That's how bad it is. That's how detached I am from them.
Man, the drunkards got you, bro. The drunkards,
bro, they're actually a joke. We are a joke, man. We have one cartel boss as our manager. Like I don't even know what's going on, bro. It's like the football we play is atrocious. We've got Calvin Bassey playing centre back, bro. It's all over the place, man. I don't even know what to say, man. But we move. We are here. Premier League match week 13. Got a big game. I want to start with, obviously, the biggest game is you lot, but let's start with Newcastle at home against Chelsea. Like, obviously, just before the international break, Chelsea hit, like, I guess you could say, a little bit of form. They had a good win against Tottenham. Bear in mind, it was against 9 men, but also a draw against the treble winners, Manchester City. 4 goals against Manchester City is no mean feat. So, what do you think about this game? Is this a chance for Chelsea to show that not necessarily they're back, but there is a level of consistency in their football now? Or do you think even with the injuries, Newcastle will still be able to manage and get the 3 points?
I think that's what this game is for Chelsea, 100%. I think Chelsea, on the back of 2 results that were unexpected, if you looked at the way Chelsea's kind of season was going, everyone looked at Spurs. Spurs started off really well as well in that game, and it looked like, oh no, Chelsea are going to lose. Now, that game kind of got them a bit of confidence, and they went into that City game. No one really gave them a chance, and they showed that, you know what, going forward, if we can put our chances away, we're still going to be dangerous, because the narrative around Chelsea, I feel, has been Chelsea's been really good on the ball, good in passages of play, but they haven't got that clinical edge, and that's what's really been killing them. A lot of, focus on Jackson not being able to score. A lot of people, and even on One Touch TV, talking about, the likes of Nkunku not being available, and the same Nkunku coming, which I think is actually available for this game. But that's what I think it is. I think if they can manage this Newcastle game, then this stretch, which was supposed to be a difficult stretch, now looks much better, especially if they can get a win. If you had given Chelsea the option of taking, 7 points out of 9 out of those 3 fixtures, I think they'll bite your hand at it, bite your hand off. And obviously with their players coming into form, Gallagher's looking good. If they can overcome this obviously game, then it's that word consistency, man. They're looking a consistent bunch. So if they can do it, then they're becoming. They start to become a problem. They can become a problem because they're going to start to nick points off the teams that are in for the top 4 in and around the league, but then also pick up points against teams that they should obviously be winning against. So it'll be interesting, man. It'll be an interesting game.
Yeah, I remember when coming into this run for Chelsea, everyone was very negative and nervous and saying, "Oh, they're going to be humbled." But it started off well, even though they've rode their luck a little bit. Like, let's be honest, like I've never heard a situation where a striker scores a hat trick, but the fan base is still getting onto him. I've never seen anything like it.
It was a
So,
dead hat trick. It was a dead hat trick, though. It was
well, a
dead.
hat trick is a hat trick, but hey, did he get man of the match in that game?
No, I don't even think he did. I think it was Cole Palmer. That's the worst thing about it.
That's disrespectful, man. Cole, you have to give the guy his man of the match now. Do you get what I'm saying? Big up Ozan Kabak in the comment section. My guy, Ravi in the building each and every time. Question: can Chelsea cope with the pace and physical aspects of Newcastle? Do you know what? When it comes to this game, I would normally confidently say Newcastle are going to take this. It's at home, the St. James's Park faithful, the crowd, everyone buzzing. And they have a very good record against Chelsea at St. James's, actually, as well. But there's injuries. I don't know who's fit for Newcastle. I don't know what striker they've got playing. I don't know what their midfield is going to look like. But I do still believe it can be a snatch and grab. But I don't know, man. Like, who do you know where when it comes to the Newcastle lineup, do you know who's available, who's not? Have you had any team news about that game?
I haven't, I know. Who was it? I know. It's not Trip. Who's their left back usually?
Isn't Dan Burn their left back normally?
Yeah, but he's out. So I know Dan Burn's out.
Lewis Hall or whatever it's going to be.
Or either be Lewis. No, I don't think it'll be Lewis Hall. I think Trippier will move to left, and I think they'll play Livramento on the right. So it'll be ex-Chelsea boy going to go and see him. Livramento had done well when he came in, but it'll be interesting to see that. Apart from that, is Gordon injured? Let me actually have a look.
I see Bruno Guimaraes is back in the squad. I'm seeing here. Who else we got there? Saying Nkuku's not ready. Hey, what are you saying?
That's the player.
You're saying he's not ready though. He's not ready though.
Oh, okay.
Poch is saying he's not ready. Apparently,
I think a lot of fans were targeting that, but it just didn't happen.
As far as I can see, it's only Bruno Guimaraes that's a positive for Newcastle.
Is Joe Linton out as well? No, Joe Linton played in international break, so is he suspended?
Yeah. I don't know. I just looking at the latest news of the game. Let us know in terms of Newcastle. But I think it's going to be a close game. I still don't rate this Chelsea team. I still think they have plenty of problems in that squad. Like, I know a lot of the fan base want to say that Chelsea have injuries and so what, but I don't think Chelsea fans or their manager even know what their starting 11 is, their best 11 is yet. So everything that's going on with Chelsea is kind of freestyle right now. So anything could happen in that game. I don't know, man. Like, if Chelsea are to win the game, which players do you think need to shine?
Cole Palmer has to shine for them, 1,000,000%. I think anything that Chelsea do well at the moment, he's like the star man in that final third. I think Gallagher has got to play consistently as he has done. It's mad how, earlier on in the season, people chatting about Gallagher. When I was telling, man, look, Gallagher was good against Liverpool, I think he's been good.
You're rating Gallagher? Come on, Jerry.
No. I might not rate him like that, but he's been their best player this season. Like, overall. He's been the most important player.
But is that really saying anything at Chelsea? They're 10th, bro.
No. They're 10th, but not because of Gallagher. That's been more their finishing in their strikers. And in their games that they've performed well, he's done well as well. If you look at, I think, compare his stats to like Declan Rice, right? And I was looking at this the other day. He's created more chances. He's had more interceptions. He's had more ball recoveries. Like, it actually looks a bit mad. But he's playing again. He's playing for
stats can look sexy with everyone.
So it goes under the radar. It goes under the radar, but it's something to look at. And I think anytime Chelsea have done well, Gallagher's had a decent game. So not to say he's their star man. I think Cole Palmer is, but Gallagher's got to have a good game, especially in that midfield, to keep everything neat and tidy for them. So and win it back effectively. So I'd say that. And then, of course, it's the back line, man. I think having Reece James back in the team does help them a lot. Because it gives them a bit more balance at the back, because they can obviously, Chilwell will be on the bench, but they have that outlet going forwards. Whereas before they were playing Dizazi and Colwill at left back and right back, and that was all over the place. You got no attacking potency from out wide for them because the wingers were coming inside. So yeah, but I would say Cole Palmer for me, man. I think Cole Palmer's proven to be a very, very good player and someone that, look, before this move to Chelsea was like an unknown entity, man. He played a couple of times for Chelsea, but he weren't that guy. But he's proven to be a good player, man.
Nah, definitely, man. He's a diamond, and another diamond for Manchester City. You see Pep Guardiola, he's just having fun with the league. He's lending his players to every team. Finally. He wants to make it exciting for himself, man. That's literally what it looks like is going on right now, Pep. But Palmer, yeah, to be fair, it's crazy that he can go to a team like Chelsea and immediately be the best player. That's crazy, even though he's doing his thing. 100% he's doing his thing. But I thought the likes of big man Enzo Fernandez would be the guy that people are talking about. After his 120 million or whatever they brought him to the club for, Chelsea fans promised me he's an all-action midfielder. He can play 10, 8, 6. He can do it all. He can do it all. That's what they told me. They told me he could do it all. But yeah, I've seen him. I think he's got like 3 wins in the Premier League in a Chelsea shirt or something crazy like that. Like, I don't know, man. Is this boy overrated, or is it just a World Cup hype, or what's going on? Talk to me about Enzo Fernandez.
I think that Argentina,
what people are saying.
A lot of these players got that World Cup hype tax on them, man. Our own midfield at Liverpool, I think he's been taxed. I think Enzo's been taxed as well. Yeah, man, he's poor, man. Poor.
Come
on. But that's another discussion now. I'll discuss
we'll get to him.
But yeah, look, I think Enzo's a good player. I think you can see the talent there. I think in games where Chelsea have done I know they haven't won, but in games where they've had decent performances all round, but have lacked that cutting edge. I know he hasn't provided the cutting edge, but he's had good performances. I think the Chelsea game against Liverpool early on in the season was a real good performance from him, albeit against a disjointed Liverpool midfield. But 100 million, you need more from your man, and he's just not providing that. And if he's not providing wins, and I go back to this Chelsea project, you've got to start looking at these players and saying, hey, whilst the stocks are still high, can I cash in and get some of my money back? Do you know what I mean? Because the longer this goes on, his stock starts to fall. And then when he just becomes that player that, he's a name, but he's not that guy, it can become a problem. So, yeah, man, decent player. I think Caicedo, it's been decent, nothing to really write home about. But yeah, look, like they were going to click at one point. How long they click for now is the discussion. So I want to see like consistent performances from Enzo now, get some wins under his belt, change that record, change that narrative. Because look, couple wins and no one's talking about that record with Enzo as well, especially if he puts on some good performances. But for 100 million,
bro, it's not a couple of wins, Jerry. We can't be doing couple wins. This guy, bro, 120 M. World Cup Golden Boy or whatever they gave him, like he needs to perform, bro. He needs to start dictating games or
performances though.
He needs to dictate some games, bro.
People say is it the goals? Is it assists? Is it just dictating play?
Look. For me, for that money, you need to be dictating the play. I don't necessarily need GA from you. I need you to dictate what is going on the football pitch, the tempo. Because if he's the player that Chelsea fans have told me he is, that's what I need to see. Surely, but 120 M. Like like this seat. I remember in the summer, I was telling man like Declan Rice, if he dares tell me that he needs time to settle into the Emirates Stadium. I remember telling him, Mbizo, if he dares tell me, are you mad? For 100 million, you better settle in from game one. And he's taken that price tag on his back, and he's definitely been our most consistent player at Arsenal. Even though that's not that hard this season, but definitely he has been this season. And I need that from Enzo. Like he's a World Cup. When man's won a whole World Cup, you know. Like if Messi didn't carry him, he needs to show us. So as we're in the mix talking about South America. Sorry, we got a guy calling him from South America, Sao Paulo to be exact. We got man like Mbizo, aka the Professor, Mr. CBS Sports in the building. How you doing, my bro?
How you doing, fellas? Forgive the tardiness.
African time.
Busy day. Yeah, well, you know, a lot of stuff going on.
So even when you leave Africa, you still give African time. That's how it goes, I mean.
I'm African everywhere I go, my friend. Passport can't come. You know what I mean?
This
Thanks,
is true,
James.
man. How you doing, bro?
I'm all right, buddy. I'm all right. I'm listening to
Good.
these chats about Declan Rice, dubious chats, but I'll wait for you to cue me in on what
No
you'd like me.
problem. It's not about Declan Rice. We're currently talking about the Newcastle versus Chelsea game. But yeah, Jerry, you had something to say before I introduced
what's
Mbizo.
going on. But yeah, see Declan Rice, yeah. If he goes into that Chelsea team, you think he's carrying them? You think he's giving £100 million performances?
Yeah,
I don't see it, man.
bruv, he's giving them, bruv.
The hype.
He's giving them.
Listen, the hype you man are giving this brother, if he doesn't provide titles,
brother.
Look.
Look.
If Enzo's at Arsenal,
Yeah,
he's doing the same thing. He's doing the same thing, if not better, in my opinion, from his ability perspective.
The only difference is that Arsenal is doing better in a general sense. So it appears as if somehow Rice is contributing more.
But wait, hold on. We're not talking about Rice here. That's true. We're not talking about Rice today. I know you guys trying to draw me out, but not today. I'm not having it. But with that being said, Enzo, if Chelsea, but everyone has been telling me Chelsea are playing good football, they're just not finishing chances. Enzo's not the one setting the pace, creating the tempo for the matches in this so-called good football that Chelsea are playing. So I need more. I'm not saying he's not a good player, but for that price tag, for what people are building him up to be, he needs to be like. I don't want to use this as an example because you're not going to say this as an extreme example, but it's out there. Another example is Jude Bellingham. He's gone like, look, I'm going to a new club.
It's absolutely fair.
Exactly. I'm going to go to a brand new club and say, do you know what? I'm not going to take time to settle in. I'm going to go there confidently and act like I'm supposed to be here and stamp my name on the game. And Enzo ain't doing that. Out of the 100 million signings out there, the Chelsea man, them are starving out here, man. They're looking crazy, bro. And that's the facts.
Yeah.
So, boy, I'm just spitting. I think I'm spitting facts about Enzo. I don't know what you guys think. Like, Mbizo, like, what do you think about Enzo as a player? And creeping in, he told me he was going to be late, so I'll allow it. So, big up, man, like Judge Mo in the building. How you doing, Mo?
I'm good. Sorry, I was on the Friday prayer, so I just came back running. Coming here to make it.
He's hit us with the prayer, man. We can't really.
Okay, I know the key.
Mo, that's the.
Alhamdulillah, I know the key. I know the key now.
Alhamdulillah.
How is everybody doing? You hope you guys are good. You're talking about Enzo Fernandez.
Good,
oh my god.
Yeah, Enzo Fernandez, bro.
Your favorite player, right,
CFC. That's this guy, isn't it?
I think this guy's the most overpriced player ever in the history of football. Ever? Say that?
I mean, yeah, all that's all happened.
Give me one play. Okay, even Kai Havertz isn't that much overpriced.
Bro.
Okay, wait.
To
the other line of thought because
Anyway, Mbizo, sorry, before Mo came in, before he gets me triggered talking about that Kai boy. You were saying Enzo Fernandez, and how do you see him performing in the game this weekend against Newcastle, especially?
I thought your analysis was spot on. I personally, I won't lie. The last maybe, few games before the Manchester City game, I got bored of watching Chelsea. I just couldn't stomach it anymore. So I've deliberately not watched them. But when I have. I've just, same as you. I felt like, okay, there's a player there somewhere. And I think we can all agree that from time to time there have been these glimpses of a decent player. But you see, you need more than just talent to be £100 million, £100 million euro player. And I think those other both tangibles and intangibles he lacks to be called that kind of player. I think if he had come in on a lesser fee, we'd be maybe having a different conversation. And that happens with a lot of players where it's not necessarily that they're poor players. It's not even necessarily that they're underperforming for their personal ability. It's the fact that they've been given a charge and a value that is higher than the expectations that they can meet. And I think that's what happens a lot of the times with these players. If a player comes in for 25 and performs the same as a player who comes in for 65, We're judging these players on different criteria. We're expecting more from the player that costs 65, even if his ability is worth 25. And so that's the problem as well with this market. I've never been particularly impressed by him. Like I said, I've always thought, okay, decent player, but nothing to write home about, and his performances have demonstrated exactly that.
Can I ask you something? Why do people keep saying Amrabat World Cup hype? Who else is World Cup hype? If I'm not like, I can't remember. There's a lot of players that say World Cup hype, this World Cup. But when it comes to Enzo, people just don't want to hear it. That he's good, he's a good player. It was just in the World Cup because he won the World Cup. McAllister, for example, people say, yeah, World Cup hype. But then when it comes to Enzo, Chelsea fans are so protective of him.
Bro, you know these Chelsea boys now. They're a different breed, bro. And the majority of them were created in the Abramovich times, so they don't get sense, man. They're spoiled brats. Big up the Chelsea fans, man, in the comment section and watching the channel. But you guys are spoiled brats. You don't know how to behave. You don't know this is like Mark Steen and Dimitri Karin times that you're in right now. Just enjoy it. Sorry. But Mo, in terms of the Newcastle, let's talk a bit about Newcastle. I mean, what do you think about their chances in getting a positive result this weekend against Chelsea?
I think actually they're going to panic this week. They say Isak is back, but I think the team has been hit with a lot of injuries. I think Chelsea are very good suited to play against them. Against Newcastle, even though it's at home, St. James's Park and all of that, it has been very tough to play against Newcastle at home. But I think this game, Chelsea will cope. Chelsea will play on the counter-attack. Chelsea will be able to get something out of this game. That's my belief. Against Newcastle, even with Isak, Almiron, Anthony Gordon, all this stuff. Bruno, Jolinton coming back from the travel as well. I think, listen, if Newcastle don't win this game, I think it's going to be a panic. It's going to be panic station for everybody at Newcastle. I think now they're going to look at the January transfer window and they're going to splash this. Let's loan everybody from the Saudi League. Everybody that was sold to the Saudi League, we might see them back again in the Premier League because they are the first club to vote against it. And I think they're going to panic. I still think Newcastle can make top four because they have a lot of injuries. And when the injuries come back, they have been proven to be a very, very good team. But at this time, they just have to ride it out, this period. I guess we'll see how Eddie Howe set up his team against Chelsea, because he has one of the most important games of the season against PSG in France on the midweek. This is going to be, I think Chelsea are going to be calm. I don't think Chelsea are going to go to this game nervous at all. Win or not win, I think they need to perform. They're 10 points behind the top four. But Newcastle, if they lose that within the touching distance within the top four, I think they're going to panic because it's a regression. The difference is anything for Chelsea this season is a progression from last season. Newcastle, I don't think they can afford to miss on Champions League football. I think it's going to hit them with a massive financial problem at the end of the season.
You know what? I actually don't think Newcastle get Champions League football unless it is the top five that do qualify. I don't know. I don't know if that's right or wrong. I've heard a lot of things about this top five getting. I don't know if anyone knows for sure, but if it's top four, I don't think Newcastle are getting Champions League football this season. I think last season was a season too early. Obviously, you take what you take in this game. Like opportunities come for you, and you take what you take. But I knew I was always nervous for this season for Eddie Howe if the expectations and the rumblings and things are going to change, and maybe the ownership or the fan base because of what happened last season. I still think he's the right man for what they're trying to build right now. Do I think he's going to be the man to take them to major honors? That's a different conversation. But for what they're doing right now and how they're building, I think he's the right man for the job, and he's doing great. And I believe in this game, I think it's going to be a snatch and grab because of the players that he has available. But I think, I don't know, man. I think Newcastle might nick this, you know. They might nick this, man.
Do you believe Newcastle are gonna play in the front foot, or they're gonna wait for Chelsea?
I think their defense is going to be their strongest tool in this game against Chelsea. I know they're at home, but just because of the injuries that they have, I think they're going to do that. And Chelsea don't cope well when teams are setting up very well defensively. So
I'll be very honest. I'm not sure what to expect per se in terms of the flow of the game. I think I can admit that. But I do expect uh, Newcastle to have spells of superiority, even if it's necessarily just pressure, putting Chelsea under a lot of pressure. I think Newcastle has that ability. I think they have a couple of players that I like that I think are capable of causing Chelsea a lot of problems. And Chelsea is quite unpredictable as well, isn't it? I mean, I feel like they've also had
They are.
moments where you're like, okay, wait a minute, there's a team emerging here. And then all of a sudden, all traces of that are gone. So I think it also depends. Newcastle, somewhat the same thing sometimes, where you think this are they really going to be the team they'd like to be this season? And then sometimes you're like, oh wow, Newcastle, that's a threat for the future. So I think both of these teams are somewhat inconsistent, and it will really depend on which team, which sides show up.
I still think Newcastle are going to fall into the trap. They're going to try to press Chelsea, and Chelsea are going to do the same exact thing that they did against Manchester City, play between the lines, walk the ball between the midfield. I know that the midfield of Newcastle are very physical, but also they haven't been the best this season. People just don't want to admit that they haven't been the best this season at all, in my opinion, and that might hurt them. I like Newcastle. I want them to play well because I like the underdog story about them. And people just tell me they're not underdogs because the amount of money they have, but they're still underdogs because they aren't going and buying superstars. Some of their players, they were called the championship players, like even Fabian Schär. Joao Linton said he's one of the failures of the Premier League. Dan Burn, of course. There's a lot of players in this. Almiron, you can mention
Almiron,
a lot of
mate.
you can mention
Hey,
a lot of
Newcastle, bro. I don't know how Eddie Howe's doing it, bro, because what he got out of
exactly.
Almiron last season, bro, I knew he'll never be able to repeat that the following season. But that season, last season, Almiron, boy, he did ball last season though. Let's not get it twitted. Even man like Joe Linton, I still think that was a hype as well. I don't see him reaching those heights this season, but he's balling. But a guy that I think they're very happy to welcome back from injury is Joe Willock, and I think he's gonna play a part in this game, just like he did at St James's Park last season. So, but let's move on, man. We talked enough about Newcastle and Chelsea. We'll give predictions towards the back end of the show, but let's talk about the big one. We got Man City treble winners at home against Jerry's boys, Liverpool. Flipping Liverpool. What are you saying, Jerry? What are you saying, man? Are you nervous, confident, calm? Like, where's your head at? Where's your head at?
I'm not nervous. I'm just excited for the game. Looking at obviously historically, Liverpool don't do well at the Etihad anyway. I think our last win came in a 4-1 win in 2015, if I recall. That's Klopp's first visit at the Etihad. So, as a Liverpool manager, so it's not a place that we do well in at all. We've had a lot of fixtures with them, especially being the two teams at the top of the table in recent years. I think only Man United with Chelsea and Arsenal have had more. But I'm excited. I think Liverpool do go into the game as underdogs still because Liverpool are still an unknown entity. I think we're having a decent season to my surprise and to a lot of people's surprise. But we're still a team that can get got at.
So you're surprised, Jerry? Are
100%.
You sure?
1,000,000%.
After, just because you had a blip last season, as your fans call it, a blip.
Weren't you also surprised?
A blip last. Look, Mbizo,
Weren't
this
you
does
also
not concern you. This is not going to concern you yet. Do not involve yourself. I'm
yeah,
asking Jerry. I'll give my own
I'm
thoughts.
saying, even after a blip, because when you look at it, we've won one Premier League in 5 seasons now. So it's not like, and we've been second. So 3 out of 5 seasons 3 out of 5 seasons we've been second. Like it's not something where we're like, oh, okay. And with our fall off and with these new midfielders coming in and this whole rebuild, no one expected Liverpool to be up and challenging. I would have been very happy if Liverpool had got top 4. I didn't have it in my predictions at the start of the season. So to my surprise, yes, we're up there. However, we're still a team that can go out. We're not the finished article. I think there's still questions over our midfield. There's questions over the defense. And although Van Dijk's having a very, very good season as an individual, as a collective, we're not as good as we have been in previous years. And I think that's my worry from a Liverpool perspective. However, going forward, we've proven that we've arguably got the best attack in the Premier League in terms of depth. So it's going to be interesting to see how this game plays out. I know we speak about Man City, and Man City were very open and obviously playing Alvarez and Haaland up front in the last game against Chelsea and kind of sacrificing that man from midfield. I don't think Pep Guardiola is going to do the same thing twice. And I think he will revert back to the old school City, which tried to dominate midfield a bit more and not be as direct with Haaland. And I think that plays into City's hands better, but I think it also plays into Liverpool's hands because Liverpool are going to want to play on the counter-attack. So it's an exciting game. It's my favourite game to watch in the Premier League from a Liverpool perspective. So, yeah, I'm just waiting for it, man. Just waiting for it.
All right, but before I tag in the rest of the panel, I big up Gems in the comment section. She said we didn't have a blip. We had an old, tired midfield and had impactful injuries. Midfield being below par meant defense was under pressure and attack was disconnected. But she also says Salah Nunes combo is bubbling. Hold on. Wait, it's because Mbizo, he knows how I felt about this Liverpool thing in summer. I'll be honest. I believe Klopp's done at Liverpool, and that's just me. And I'm not saying he's done as a coach, but at Liverpool, that project for him in terms of winning major honors, I think it's done. So yes, am I shocked about them performing and challenging? Not necessarily, but am I shocked about the amount of W's they've got this season? Yeah, I'll be honest, I am. And Mbizo, you would push me on this Jurgen Klopp. He's not finished. He's Liverpool are this. Don't sleep on them. You've been pushing me on it through the summer and also at the start of this season. What did you see? Why did you have faith in this Klopp and the recruitment they did this summer?
You know, one of the things I love about these lives on StreamYard is that things are saved. You know, things are saved. They're there. The evidence is present. And what evidence am I referring to? Is for quite some time I've said to you that Liverpool's issue was that midfield, and I love that Gems has brought that point into focus. Is that the midfield was aging, it wasn't quality. Gini Wijnaldum, which he's, I mean, for me, one of the best midfielders in the last generation. I think underrated. Sadio Mane, another, despite we all love him, yes, but another underrated player who we can fight this another time, but deserved a Ballon d'Or.
Do you have an issue with that? No. Well, yeah, okay,
but,
okay.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Everyone has an issue with it. It's fine. It's irrelevant to me.
I love that you're saying it, and you know that people will have issue with it. As long as you know that, it's fine.
Absolutely. Especially where African players are concerned. I have to have the courage to say it, because if I don't, who will? I think that once they made a couple of those signings that refreshed that midfield, I had a feeling that they would not necessarily return to where they were, but that they would improve. I mean, it was obvious. You can't really compete with James Milner and Jordan Henderson, with all due respect. You know, I mean, those guys have served the game.
Hey, don't disrespect Hendo. Hey, engine and that.
And then say that they've served the game and they've served the club. But if we're talking about quality and ability, you can't realistically, have those guys competing against the best. And so I didn't realize how good Liverpool would be, but I certainly knew that they would compete, especially considering the lack of quality in some of the other squads. I'm sorry, for me, Liverpool on paper is superior to an Arsenal. So if Arsenal is a title contender, of course so is Liverpool, just based on paper. I think Tottenham is superior to Arsenal on paper. So for me, if some teams can compete on the basis of we have a good coach, we have a decent squad, then absolutely Liverpool could. You know how I feel about Arsenal. I think Mikel Arteta is even underrated, considering he's managed to do what he's done with those players. Your Gabriel Martinelli's. I'm not going to mention the other one because everyone's going to freak out, huge Premier League fans.
I hear it.
Manchester City versus Liverpool. Thank you. Manchester City.
Are you feeling me, my brother?
Yeah.
Manchester City. This is Manchester City versus Liverpool. Oh, I beg, leave my players out of this conversation. Oh,
there
please.
is also that. Okay, but I also think that Chelsea demonstrated that there are chinks in the armor. And I think that if a team like Chelsea, as well, at this moment in their history, can demonstrate that, then I think it's up to Liverpool to show that they can do the same. Especially considering that they're a better team, performing in a better way, and who have a superior coach.
Mo, I love everything that Mbizo has said. So, Mo, I wanted to ask you because you've heard kind of two sides of this Liverpool scale. Jerry James tried to play victim. Oh, we didn't know that we were going to challenge this season. Oh, yeah, top four would have been a great result. Trying to pretend and all that. Even though Liverpool, I saw how he tried to shit on Klopp's track record. We've only won one Premier League. And Jerry, I saw what you were doing there. Not on my watch, Rob. I'm on to you. Or is it the victim thing that Jerry's playing, or is it the confident Liverpool that Mbizo says they have a better chance of winning than Arsenal? They're the ones that are going to push City all the way, and because of this new midfield and the engine they have, they're a serious title contender.
So basically, for me, Liverpool for me have been the most consistent team in the league. Have they been the best team in the league? Arguably, they have. I keep looking at that goal that got chopped off against
Tottenham, was it?
Against Spurs, and I say they could have been an unbeaten team. Have they been the best team in terms of like peak? No, but they have been, I think, the most consistent team. They know their deficiencies and they play regardless of these deficiencies. That the lack of the defensive midfield that they have, they try to cope with it. Van Dijk is coming back to form again, and it's gonna be very tough for the Premier League if Van Dijk comes back to the form again. Because he's a leader. I think he's one of the best defenders I've seen in my lifetime. And I'm old enough to have seen very, very good defenders. Peak Van Dijk is one of the best defenders I've seen in my life in terms of reading the games, defending one-on-one, right? And leading a back line. Has he been consistent as the Maldini's, the Sergio Ramos? No, because of the massive injury he had when Pickford cleared him out. Like an idiot, of course. But it was just an idiotic tackle, in my opinion. And it was malicious, and I know that because I seen Pickford do that, and I played football, and I know that when goalkeepers do that, they know they're gonna go and hurt a player. But my point is, if you are performing like this, and you're performing, and you played Chelsea away, Spurs away, Newcastle away, you played Brighton away, and you're still within touching distance from Manchester City after that horrendous call. I'm not gonna call it a call; it's just called unlucky miscommunication between the referee and the VAR room. I think we can sit here and say you're unlucky. It's very unlucky, by the way. And I can explain to you why it's unlucky. There is a difference between a subjective call when the referee sees it's not a free kick, it's not a penalty, while it's unlucky when everyone calls the right decision. The on-field people call the right decision. The people in the VAR room call the right decision. They just fail to communicate with each other. That means unlucky. That means everybody was competent in terms of making the call. They're just incompetent of making the right communication to each other. So just luck at this point. That's my point. I think Liverpool are we in the show, or you just decided to kick us all out?
I don't know what's happening. You got tired of hearing your voice, Mo.
it's just, to be honest with you, I think Liverpool are very, and just one last point. This Liverpool is the most suited Liverpool team I've seen in the last 5 years to go to play against a team like Manchester City because of the counter-attacking football they play, because they can be compact. Other Liverpool teams didn't know how to sit back. Other Liverpool teams, they didn't know how to defend deep. We saw Liverpool go to the Etihad and try to go toe-to-toe with Manchester City. This Liverpool team, they know how to sit back. They did it against Spurs. They did it against Newcastle as well. So I think they are suited to play against this Manchester City team. However, at home, at the Etihad, Manchester City have not even dropped a point, I think, in the last 20 games. So,
but do you
I'm
think
not saying that your favorite Liverpool, but I think you can get something out of the game.
But do you think, Mo, that because you're saying we're most suited, I don't see it, and the reason why is because in recent years, and I go back to the season we won the league, or for example the 2-1. No, it wasn't the 2-1. It was the game where Fabinho scored the screamer from outside the box, and it was the Trent handball at Anfield, and I was at that game. That Liverpool team was almost a kryptonite to that City team, as in we didn't want to go and play with the ball. I think Liverpool's transitioned, and Klopp has transitioned into wanting to have the ball a bit more, because against 90% of the rest of the league, we're going to need to go and be able to go and do that, because teams will sit back and we struggle to go and break them down. I think because of that, I don't see us as being as effective as in years gone by, because a team that says, you know what, we're going to bypass the midfield. We're going to win the ball from you from midfield because we're going to be as fit as you. We're going to be able to still keep the ball in our own way, but we're going to bypass it and go very, very, very direct. Guardiola didn't like that. I think he spoke about, in his All or Nothing when he was saying, "Oh, it's really weird. We don't want Liverpool to have the ball and we can't give away the ball because we take away from our ability to play the game. But if we have the ball, Liverpool are the most dangerous because they're a team that don't need to have the ball and they're more dangerous without it." So he didn't know what to kind of do. I think now, although we're still a counter-attacking team, and I know we've proven we can sit back.
You're a transition-based team, more of a counter-attacking team.
Yeah, transition-based team, but it's still counter-attacking. I think even if you
against bigger teams, yes,
so against big but even against the smaller teams, we might have 60-70% of the ball, but we hardly. And if you look at the stats, we don't score a lot of our goals from having sustained possession and then scoring a goal like an Arsenal or a City do, because we don't play like that. We have that. We'd concede a chance, and then we're a team to go and 2 passes and we've scored a goal after conceding a chance first. And my problem is that with City, we're going to concede a chance. Now, when you've got Haaland on the pitch, you can't keep conceding chances.
Not against a compact Liverpool.
Dangerous. And
so not against Liverpool, not against a compact Liverpool. So it is the problem. If Jurgen Klopp goes out and try to press so high and try to play a high line, you might be conceding chances. But if he pushes the lines back 10, 15 yards, I'm not saying you all sit back, but I'm saying you push the lines 10, 15 yards back, I think you limit Erling Haaland. Arsenal did it. Arsenal didn't press Manchester City the whole game. They pressed in phases. And also, I think actually the 2 defenders that can contain Haaland one-on-one are William Saliba and Virgil van Dijk. So you shouldn't have to be worried about that.
I agree with that.
I think you need to be worried about Alvarez behind Haaland. And that's why I'm saying if the lines are compact, you should be able to limit their chances.
Do you think then, because I don't think you were here, but actually we didn't speak about it at the time, but I spoke on my preview. I don't think Alvarez starts this game. And I go back to what I've said. I think what Pep Guardiola is going to, he's not going to do the same mistake twice. And he done that against Chelsea. Yes. He's going to want to go back to old school Guardiola, which is we're going to dominate the midfield and we're going to pack out the midfield. So we're going to have an extra midfielder in there instead. I know Kovacic is out. It might be
Nunes, Bernardo, Rodri. That's what you're saying. Yeah. I said that with LB on his preview when I did the show on his channel. And he said, no, he has to play Alvarez. He doesn't trust Matías Nunes. Well, I disagree. So at the end, it all depends on what Pep is going to do.
Exactly. But if they pack out the midfield, that's the problem, because City are a team that will score goals from sustained possession, and they're going to obviously catch you on transition as well. Liverpool are going to need the transition, and it will get to a stage, and Liverpool are a team that have to start fast. We are going to go and press. Now, the problem is if we concede a chance like we did against Spurs or like we did in our last game we faced before the break, Brentford, and we go and concede a chance, and Bomo got through very, very early on. He tried to dink Alisson and he missed. If Haaland's through on goal like that, there's a problem. That's going to be a massive problem because they're going to score. And Klopp is not the type. And Klopp, this is the thing with Klopp. Klopp sits back, and Klopp will sit back
Jerry.
And then there's a trigger on him that's like, I've been sitting back for too long in this game. We've got to push now, and he's in. You can see it. The team play in his image, so he starts to get riled up, and the team press, and that's where we could go and concede.
But now, you play at the Etihad, you don't play at home, and you don't play against a smaller team. So you will have to play a counter tactics to Pep Guardiola. Hossam said, no, I want to be on the front foot. And I'm like, if you try to be in the front foot and you concede, you're done out there.
Thing is, I agree. The thing is, I agree with you, Mo. But when I look at how Klopp is, I think you don't like an ideal game for Klopp is chaos. So it's about, can we go and disrupt what you're doing and still perform at a high level within that chaos, right? So it means in transition, we want the ball to be end to end. Klopp would love a game like the Chelsea game. And I'm telling you, if we came out 4-4, after the game, he looked like he's won the game because he loves that type of game. He wouldn't want to do what the Newcastle have done or what Chelsea have done in previous years, where we're going to sit back and be really, really defensively resolute.
But you see,
we've done that when we've gone down to 10 men, but I don't see it with 11.
Jerry's trying so hard to make Klopp look bad.
But you know the funny thing about it, the funny thing about Wait, the funny thing about what Jerry's doing, he's coming on this stream and he's just lying to us because I've seen his match predictions. And
Yeah,
then and he hold
yeah,
on, Jerry,
but that's
relax,
predictions good. You've
relax,
seen it.
relax, Rob. In both those match predictions, Mo, neither he for that Liverpool game, he picked two score lines. And neither of those score lines that he picked involve Liverpool losing. So all
Yeah,
this
yeah.
one that you're talking now, Jerry, bro, is this propaganda?
No, but I caveat
Jerry,
this,
don't
but
get
I
sucked
caveat. Go on, yeah.
Don't get sucked in, brother.
I'm not
Okay?
getting sucked in.
You're being very level-headed, and I'll tell you what. Some of these fans, especially these Arsenal guys who want to come and try to tell us Rice is the best midfielder in the.
Why are we always involved in this now?
Don't get
Liverpool
sucked
versus Man
problem.
City. Oh.
Like I'm saying, I
You're a very
go and say
sensible
what I'm
gent.
saying. Obviously, I'll get into my score predictions. I think, like I said, our attack, and I think it will be a game to go and see, has Nunes grown into that number 9 shirt. I think in many big games, he hasn't started those games. If you go back to the Chelsea game, he didn't start it. We go back to, I know, did he start against Tottenham? I believe he did.
So much better than Jota.
But if he doesn't start, it's going to be interesting. That's going to suggest to me what Klopp thinks about the game. If we go with Gakpo, then I hear what Mo's saying. We are going to go and try and kind of compress that middle of the pitch because we think that they're going to try dominate that area, which they always do. If we go with Nunes, it suggests to me we're going to be very, very direct and going behind, which means it's going to be an entertaining game to say the least, in my opinion.
All right, and Mbizo, obviously you haven't really spoken on this game. It's at the Etihad. Wait. First of all, I want you to. Would you start your boy Doku over Grealish in this game? And how do you see this game planning out between these two juggernauts?
I'd start Doku over Grealish in every single game. That is never up for a debate. But I understand the analysis from both these gents. Obviously, I think Mo probably watches more Premier League than I do, simply because I split my attentions quite a bit. And then Jerry obviously is a Liverpool fan, but I reckon
I was an Inter fan, by the way, just to throw that out there.
Okay, interesting.
Interesting. Very interesting.
It's very interesting. I think, but we'll unpack.
I don't watch a lot. I don't watch any Serie A. I just watch.
Yeah, we'll definitely unpack that on another stream for sure.
Yeah, that's something we need to unpack for sure. But by the way, I very much respect your perspectives, Mo. Even when I don't agree, I think you back up your opinions very well. But I think I agree with Gems here when she's talking about Liverpool need a high tempo game. I think not only because it will work against Manchester City and tends to in general, but I think that's also Liverpool's identity. That's Jurgen Klopp's identity, just like she said there. The heavy metal, the rock and roll football. With the Gegenpress and I think that's when Liverpool is at their best. I understand again Mo's analysis about needing to perhaps be able to play under pressure, sit the low block, and then hit on the counter. But there is the question of whether Liverpool can withstand that. Is that their game? Are they proficient enough in that practice to be able to do it against a team of Manchester City's capacity? I don't know the answer to that question, but I think it is a concern worth considering. But I would lean more towards Liverpool's necessity to play rock and roll, and that doesn't discount. That doesn't mean that they can't do it in a counter sense. It just means that maybe they don't sit so low to do so. But again, I reckon that if they stick to their identity, they may come out bruised. They may lose the game, but it's also the way that they have a better chance of winning.
So you're saying, I get what you're saying. I actually say what I think they should do. What I think Jurgen Klopp will do is he's going to try to play in phases, which is he's going to try to do the first 10 minutes as he did against Newcastle. He's going to try to play a high tempo game in the first 10, 15 minutes or something. And then after that, they're going to go back. They did this against Spurs. They did this against, by the way, against Chelsea in the first half. Liverpool came out like guns blazing the first game of the season. Let's go try to press these guys. And then they dropped a little bit deeper. I think that's what he does most of the time against bigger teams. However, the problem is if you concede a chance early in the game and it takes one mistake for Haaland, Doku, Foden, I think you're done. I think if you fall behind against Manchester City at the Etihad, it's game over for you, even if you're Liverpool, because Manchester City, they're the best team in the world to know how to, as we say here in America, write the game out. They know how to, like, oh yeah, you see the game out. You know what I mean? Even from like minute 20, they can do that. You can't get back at them. And I think Liverpool need to stay in the game until probably the end of the game. If they score early, they're going to drop deep. I'm sure about that. But I see this game going 0-0 towards the halftime, in my opinion. Which is, by the way, Chelsea against Manchester City. It was going to be 0-0. What happened in that penalty? The game was going towards a 0-0, towards the 30th minute or something. I see a Liverpool game doing the same, to be honest. Liverpool are a stronger team than Chelsea. Like, they have, like, Van Dijk coming back, Alisson with Van Dijk. I think they're doing all right now. And I'm not sure if Matip came back to form again. I like Matip.
I've always liked him. Yeah,
he has mistakes. He's older.
I think he's a bit of stop and start as a player, Matip. Man, he does have good games, and then he goes on some. He goes missing for a bit after.
But when he's good, he's quality.
But there is a massive problem. When he's good, Liverpool fans will tell you is that they don't have a left back. Even Gomez is injured, so they will have to play Tsimikas, unless.
Why the
Tsimikas?
That was a very diabolical chuckle.
Tsimikas is as good as Robertson, they told me last season, man. They told me at the beginning of last season.
Unless Jurgen Klopp play Konate, Matip, Van Dijk, and Trent, and invert Trent fully into the midfield, which is exactly what Pep Guardiola used to do. You play three big center backs in the back, and then you invert your right back in the middle next to McAllister. And now that, on paper, that should work. Because Pep Guardiola did it last year. It should work. No, but I don't think he has.
I would be so surprised. If he done that, I think I'd get a tear in my eye because it would show evolution from Klopp. Like, to go and play, to do something outlandish. I mean, even if he went and played Kwanzaa at left back and done the same thing, I'd be like, wow, okay, he's trusting the young kid, but he's doing something tactical to throw Guardiola off. And I used to love those things. I love those types of things from managers.
Klopp's got that in him, man. Don't sleep on him.
He doesn't.
No, he hasn't.
He absolutely doesn't.
He hasn't. And you know it. And you know it, Ninja. You know it. But for me, that's the worry as well. That area of the pitch. Do you know what I mean? You're going to have Rico Lewis potentially, or Walker. And then Foden down that side, Tsimikas. It's going to be a problem. He has to play a centre back. There is no other way around it. He cannot play Tsimikas. He'd be an idiot to do that. No, but how much do you want to bet? I know I'm on the show with you on Tuesday. How much do you want to bet that he's going to go play Tsimikas?
I know he's not going to do it.
Of course he is.
Like, we have this saying, is there a sane person in this dressing room and the staff to tell him, hey, listen, by the way, this is Manchester City.
You can't chat back to Klopp, man, unless you're his number two.
It's like one of his best friends sit at dinner today and say, listen, we have to play somebody else. It's not going to work. Don't be stubborn.
He'll be like, 9. I have to play.
9.
Scheisse! Get out of here.
No, but seriously, I see tactically he has to play 3 centre backs in this game. Just because you don't have any fullback.
But Klopp's not going to do that, though. We know he's not going to do that. But it'll be fun. Like Jerry said, it'll be a moment. And maybe that'll be the moment when I start seeing Klopp the way Mbizo sees him. Like, he still maybe can win a major trophy at Liverpool. Maybe. But I cannot see it happening. Because I'll be honest with you, I remember... hold on, let me land. Look. Because I was on Mo's channel earlier in the week, and I said that Liverpool, if there was ever a chance for them to get nick something at the Etihad, it was this time. But that was before I realized that Haaland is in training. So Mo, all the stuff I was saying then, just cancel it.
Hold on. I thought Saliba completely nullified Haaland. You don't think Van Dijk can do that? Hold on, be careful what I say.
Wait. Look.
Put it this way. I'm just letting you know before you make your statement. Haaland's failed. He scored against every Premier League team, barring Brentford and Liverpool. Van Dijk's played in every single game that obviously Haaland's played against, and Haaland's never scored against Van Dijk. That's just a
fair enough.
If you want to see it, just a little, yeah.
But I just think He's raring to go back at the Etihad. Big game. I just think he makes the difference in this game. Prior to me knowing that he was fit, I did say the difference maker in this game was going to be Darwin Núñez on the counter attack, because I think definitely he's one to watch. Definitely, Mo, you can laugh all you want. You know me and Darwin, mate. But I don't know, with Haaland fit again.
Don't like Darwin?
He doesn't.
Okay, that's for another stream.
Yeah. But let me get into some of the comment section, guys. Smash the like button, my people. Whether you're watching now or watching on the replay. Jem says, and that's what we love about Klopp. #heavy metal. Big up Egal Talks Football in the comments. If you haven't followed his channel, go and check it out now. Great Arsenal content. Jem says Matip has had injuries and he isn't at his best. He's definitely up and down.
Yep.
Ooh, Ozzy, this is a bit. I don't know about this. Matip has had a bit of Mustafiness in him. That's a bit.
I think
actually that's a bit wild.
I think it's the other way around.
Konate, yeah.
Konate is the one who has his bozo moments every now and then.
Do you see Konsa, whatever his name, Konsa playing on Saturday? You see that happening?
Potentially. Like I said, I can see him. I will be very surprised, but maybe at that left back spot. But in a game like this, Klopp will be very ballsy to go and play Kwanzaa with Van Dijk as an example. So,
okay, fair enough.
Mr. Balogun.
He said, Jerry, grow some balls, man. You're acting scared.
Balogun,
this is LFC.
But Balogun, it's not even scared. It's being reasonable. I'm not gonna get excited. I'm not gonna go and just say we're winning 5-1. This is our year. We're gonna win it. Because listen, I can't watch football like that. I've got to take a linear view on things. But I hear you. If we need fans like you, so if you're feeling like that, let's go.
He says we are going to go toe to toe. We can lose, but lose the right way. Oh yeah, okay.
Listen,
Mo, what are you talking about? 3 centre backs. He said, don't question Klopp. He can do as he does, mate. That's what Mr. KB is saying in the comment section. Big up KB each and every time.
I guess guys, Klopp better than me, so we'll see how it is.
Yeah, exactly. We don't know anything. We're just commenting on what we think is going to happen, but managers and players can shock us every single weekend. I definitely believe it's going to be an interesting game. I believe the game is going to end. I think it's going to end 3-2 to Manchester City. 3-2.
Oh my God, that was my score line yesterday. I was on stream when we did the prediction. 3-2 Manchester City. With all this talk about Liverpool, at the end Manchester City will win.
As much as I think Liverpool have a chance, 12:30 kickoff and all that, but I think City.
Has anybody in the Premier League heard about something called jet lag? I don't think they know. Like Liverpool players coming back from South America, I think they don't know.
South American players, mate.
They're gonna play this game when it's 4:30 for them. Their biological clock say it's 4:30. 5:30 in the morning for some of them. The Premier League have no idea what they're doing. For them, 12:30 is 5:30 in the morning. For the people that are coming back from South America.
Fine. You need to get up for this game. I hear it.
5:30 in the morning. Imagine me waking you up at 5:30.
Jet lag as an excuse. I don't want to hear
that. You're not having it, Jerry. No, you're not having the South Americans come jet lag. You're not having it.
You were depositing 100K every week. I'll tell you that much.
I wouldn't care about jet lag, man.
It would be a bit easier to rise, my friend.
That's deep, man.
Or maybe I speak.
So, guys, we're gonna get into the before we wrap up the show. We're gonna get into the score predictions of the games of the weekend. Obviously, you've heard my first score prediction for the Liverpool versus City game. I've gone with 3-2 Manchester City. I don't really know how to do this screen thing. So I did have everyone's score predictions ready, but I haven't quite figured out this part of StreamYard. So I'd rather not cover everyone's faces.
You need to talk to the kids.
I'd rather not cover everyone's faces. But we're gonna go through them. Jerry said 2-2, and then and cheekily, like on the sly, his heart says 2-1 to Liverpool. So we did have to throw in that result in as well.
Yeah, so of course, my Liverpool hat is saying 2-1, but if I'm being like linear, I think it will be a 2-2. I think it will be another draw, but I think that it will be a defensively more solid performance from City. I think Liverpool's attack can get at them though.
If I give you 100, if I give you £100 now, free,
yes,
bet.
Free, yeah.
And I'm asking you to bet this to feed the poor. For the winning.
Yeah.
Where would you
Feed the
put your
poor,
money?
feed myself. Those are two different questions.
No, feed the poor. Yourself, who cares? Feed the poor.
You'll be
Ask
fine.
me, Mo,
Where
it's
would
the
you
same
put your
difference.
money?
Putting my money on a 3-2 loss, man. A 3-2 loss.
He back down. KB, you know get the minerals. You know get time.
Listen,
You
I'm
know
trying to
get
end world
time.
hunger. I'm trying to end world hunger.
Fair,
However,
fair. Different circumstances require
Jerry,
different
don't kill me, bro.
analysis.
Don't
Exactly.
kill
I'm
me.
not
I
allowed to
said,
be
It's for the poor. It's for the poor.
Exactly.
it's for the poor, so that changes the dynamics, man. I can't bet on Liverpool when it's that. Oh, deep.
Yeah.
Y'all are wild out
Balaban
here.
hates me.
But-
Mr. Balaban hates me. It's okay, man. It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're a traitor.
Hold on. So you're not feeding the poor. You're not feeding them all.
Hey,
You
bruv,
people
you gotta
let
just
feed the poor.
Hey, bruv, he said if you're gonna feed them for Liverpool, bruv. Liverpool are the option you pick. Big up KV, man. So Mo, what is your score prediction staying at 3-2 to City?
3-2 Manchester City.
And Mbizo, you had I think it was 2-2 you had as well.
Yeah,
right?
that makes sense to me. Yeah, and I think also, just like Jerry, I'll also admit, I think I spiced it with a little bit of what I would like to see. I would like to see Liverpool come out of that game.
Yeah, for the best of the league, right?
The whole of the
exactly.
Premier League, the whole of the Premier League wants Liverpool to win that game. Man. Let's just be realistic.
We tired now. We tired, Pep. We get it.
Yeah,
bro.
man. Pep, allow it.
You're the
Just
best.
allow it.
Just let
Literally, yeah, we get it. Nothing to
somebody
prove
else
anymore, bro. Just let
bro.
someone else have a go, man. Jeez, man.
Let other kids play too. You know?
Yes, now Arsenal. Okay, so the next game, Burnley versus West Ham. We'll skip through that one. Mbizo said 2-0 to West Ham. Jerry had 3-0 to West Ham.
Very blind, by the way. That was very blind. I don't watch these teams play.
We're not gonna dwell on your prediction
West
anyway.
Ham for me.
3-1 West Ham, and then I've gone with
Kudus.
2-0 West Ham. Yeah, Kudus is cooking, man. That's what we should have used our money anyway. Let me not get into that, please.
Oh, that's how you endear yourself.
Those
kinds of comments.
So Luton versus Palace. I know, obviously, we got a Palace fan on the panel today. Mbizo, we'll start with you. You said 2-0 to Palace away from home.
Yeah, it was optimistic, but part of me is like, we need to take points from Luton.
What's the name of their stadium again? That fortress.
Kenilworth
Road and them things. Yeah.
We need to take points. We need to take points, and I just hope my boys get the job done. It'll never be pretty with Roy, but hopefully we can just rely on our talented players and get the job done.
Yeah, Alisa's back in the squad now, right?
Yeah, both.
Okay,
I don't know how much you played.
Eze has been playing, and Ulisi is back now. It's his first game. He played 40 minutes or something, or 35 minutes.
What's your prediction for that game, Mo?
1-1. Absolute boring.
1-1.
One of the worst games in the league.
Big 1-1. Roy away from home, mate. Snatch and grab. Are you crazy, bro? I've gone for 2-1 Palace as well, man. I got 2-1 Palace, man. I believe in them. Then we got Newcastle versus Chelsea. I think it's gonna be a very good game. I do believe if Newcastle had their strongest side available, it would they'd comfortably win this game. But as they don't, I'm gonna actually go over 2-2 draw. 2-2 draw. Jerry, what you had?
Chelsea was the win.
Chelsea winning away from home. Why did you pick that, by the way?
I feel Newcastle, just with the injuries, I think it's going to be a tough time for them. And I just think Cole Palmer coming into his own. I think the return of Reece James helps that Chelsea team a lot, as we discussed earlier on in the show. So I think it's a difficult game, but I think Chelsea, get that 3 points to make it 7 out of 9 out of this last 3-game run.
I think
are you as confident as them?
2-1.
I said
2-1,
not 3-1. I said 2-1. Sorry, not 3-1.
2-1 Chelsea.
2-1 Chelsea. You're as confident as Jerry is away from home.
Not as confident.
St. James's Park. The crowd screaming.
This game has counter-attacking Chelsea, transition football between the lines. a lot of physicality. It has a red card written all over it from Newcastle. So yeah.
Interesting.
Okay, and then Mbizo, you had
What
had
did I
a
say?
1-1.
1-1?
You got a draw.
Did I have a
1-1.
draw?
Yeah,
Yeah,
1-1.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was also, I just figured very simple logic. Their inconsistencies will cancel each other out.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I think it'll be a good game there. I think it'll be a good showdown, man. But we've got Forest against Brighton. I think Brighton have been very up and down this season, but I just think in this scenario where they don't have many players out on international duty, even though it is away from home,
I'm
I've gone
disinterested. Let
with
me go check on my jollof.
I've
You
got
guys know
Brighton.
that Brighton has only lost against Manchester City. Brighton have been in a terrible form because they drew a lot.
They've only lost one game this season.
No, they lost two. They lost
exactly. And
Aston
West
Villa.
Ham.
Aston Villa. So, yeah, I think in the last like 6-7 games, they lost only against Manchester City at the Etihad. Brighton have been in a bad form, but they're not losing games. Home or away against Everton, they didn't lose. Like they don't lose a lot of games. And against Manchester City, they played a very brave game, to be honest with you. I think that Brighton will win this game for me.
Score?
About 3-1 Brighton.
3-1. Okay,
Yes.
I've got with Brighton winning this game. I think after the international break, their players have got quite a good rest. I think 3-2 though. I think they'll concede because they're away from home. Awoniyi's going to cause them some trouble, Mr. Niger boy. So I'm going to go with 3-2 to Brighton though. Next you got Brentford at home against Arsenal. David Raya can't play because he's ineligible because he's still technically on loan, even though he has signed a contract with Arsenal.
Easy win for Arsenal, 3-1. Easy win.
Easy win, man.
Easy game for Arsenal.
Easy win. Talk to me about that. Even the way you've seen us playing, because you haven't been convinced of our performances this season, though, Mo.
But the problem
You've
is,
not been convinced.
Mbuemo and Wessa, they try to go on the counter attack. Gabriel, Ben White, and Saliba will nullify them completely. And I think Brentford try to play the physical game. Arsenal won't play the physical game. It will be, these goals. Gabriel Jesus, if he starts, it's gonna be that play between the lines. Brentford are gonna try to play compact. You're gonna try to play, I think, the tiki-taka football up top is gonna work. I'm not sure if Odegaard is gonna go back to form, but I don't think it matters. I think Arsenal are gonna win 3-1. You're gonna concede from a free kick or something. Someone's gonna do something stupid, Ramsdale or something. But I think they're gonna score 3 goals. Yeah, I think it's not gonna be as tough as people think. It's not. I think you're gonna score like 2 really good goals from open play.
You don't think they'll get hit on the counter through Mbomo?
But that's what I said in the beginning. That because Saliba and Gabriel has been in top form, I think they're gonna nullify Mbuemo and Vesa because they don't have.
Why are you smiling?
Why should I not smile? Should I frown? Should I frown? People are praising my team. I should enjoy it now, laughing it up. Smash the like button for more for that one. Well done.
Like I think, I don't know why people like doubting Arsenal against a team like Brentford. Like,
bruv, it's just
you have William Saliba in the back, and Ivan Toney isn't playing. Mbuemo has been great, and I like Mbuemo. But I think it can be nullified by Saliba's speed and Saliba's intelligence. It's as simple as that. At the end, Brentford tried to give Liverpool a game, and at the end, the game ended 3-0. Yeah, it did. That's exactly how I'm seeing it.
I hear you, man. I think we beaten Brentford away from home already this season once, and I also believe Trossard needs to start. Like I said on your channel, Mo, I think Trossard needs to start this game. I don't know what that means for the rest of the team, but he needs to start. I know Jesus got some minutes for Brazil this international break, but
he should start. He should start.
Yeah, but if he should start, Trossard needs to start too. Does that mean he plays? And actually, I heard Odegaard is back in fitness as well, so we might have some options, mate. I wouldn't mind seeing what Trossard looks like in the midfield. I mean, I can't see him being
the other way around. I think I see it the other way around.
I can't see him being worse than Havertz in the midfield though. So I wouldn't mind seeing what that looks like.
I wouldn't be worse than Havertz in the midfield. I promise you that.
Exactly. So we could the only way is up with that option.
Oh, you're a baller, yeah.
I try. I'm old now.
Look at the smile.
More get a little Lego VAR. Give them drop on the shoulder. Okay. Well, Mbizo, he's the only one that believes that Arsenal are going to drop points away from home against Brentford. Like, why do you
In
believe
the world, he's the only one in the world.
No,
Okay, in this
this
panel.
prediction show, this panel, yeah.
I don't know. The last couple of times I've watched Arsenal, I've just haven't been particularly impressed. I don't know.
Nobody has been impressed with Arsenal, actually. I haven't seen anybody other than Arsenal fan when they come up with this notion. We play calculated football. You know, like
Yeah, exactly.
we play very calculated
delusional right now.
football.
Which is odd because delusion has never really been an Arsenal trait. I don't know what is going on. In my opinion, I don't think it has. In comparison to Manchester United and your Chelsea, I don't think so.
I'm gonna
See,
tell you
thank you. That's
delusion in world
facts. That's
football.
facts.
Have a look at Niger, man. The way he's
going to be the most outrageous statement of the guys that ever.
But even he has tended to be level.
No, I know we've.
Recently, I don't know what's happening.
No, look, my team. The reality is, reality is. Hold on, let me.
Go ahead. The most outrageous
Let me speak.
statement.
Look,
Arsene Wenger won 3 league titles in 24 years, and you want to compare him to Alex Ferguson. He's been great football. Great.
Why are we doing this? Who's like no one on this panel is doing that here, Mo. Don't bring that statement out here, bro. I don't want that receipts. That's not the receipts I want.
I am being serious. Arsene Wenger has given a lot to world football, but at the end, Arsene Wenger has won 3 league titles in 24 years.
Thank you for bringing that to our attention on this show about match week 13, man. Thank you. Anyway. See, any opportunity to have a dig at Arsenal, man. Why? There was no need for that stat to be brought on this show. Smash the like button for the hate of Arsenal. It's cool to hate on Arsenal, no problem, whatever. Look, I will say this. My team have not been playing well this season, but yet we're winning games. We're second in the league or joint second or whatever with Liverpool, whatever. We're not playing well. We're getting the results done. One thing that my team has shown me this season is we can win in different ways. We're very effective via set pieces, which I'm not used to. But yeah, if we're going to push on this season, we need to change our football. This is not the football that can win you a league title, personally. I don't believe. At some point, our midfield needs to click. But this weekend, I think we have enough in how we're playing to get the job done. So I've gone with a 2-1 Arsenal win for that one. Tottenham versus Villa. I think Emery, he's currently undefeated against Spurs, and I think that's going to continue, mate. His Arsenal and Villa time, he did a double over them last season. Tottenham still have some suspensions and injuries to be worried about, so I'm going to go over 3-2 win for Villa there. What are you saying, Jerry?
Villa have been very good this season. Emery's done a fantastic job. I've got a feeling, I don't know, just an intuition, might be wrong. Ange is gonna be able to get a result somehow, and I think. Mike, good eye, Mike. He's gonna pull out one, yeah. Hey, mate, he's gonna pull one out. I think they were like, I mean, it was so Spursy of them to bottle their last game. So Spursy. I mean. It looked like they had done the job. It looked like everything was secure. It was going to be
It's that Argentine.
Yeah, it was Romero. That whole. But it looked even like in the embers of the dying embers of the game. It looked like they had it. I thought
they might just steal it, right? They might just steal it.
Yeah, and then
it was sensational.
And then even the game before was it
Chelsea, wasn't it? Chelsea before?
Yeah, no, it was against the Chelsea game, of course. But then, obviously, I remember the Dyer had his moment, and I thought that would be turning around that Spurs. So I'm seeing components in games that are suggesting to me that he hasn't rebuilt his team fully, but the mentality is changing a bit. And I think they can get a result against Villa. I think Villa, they've had an easy-ish run. I know they've been good.
I think you're confused. This is at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Yeah, it's at the Tottenham Hotspur. Yeah.
So you think that Spurs will get a result against Villa? So you think Villa should be the team that is favorites to win this game, and Spurs are going to get a result? Is that how I'm hearing it?
Yes.
I'm hearing this.
Yes, because I love the Villa on form, and I think
I'm sure Mbizo got a bit offended about that since Spurs are his second team, since he seems to love them so much.
What's your problem, bro?
Go on, bro. Go on. Talk to us about this game, Mbizo, about your beloved Spurs.
So you think Spurs are gonna win the game, Jerry? Just let me.
I think
win the game.
Score. What's the score? What's the score before Mbizo comes in?
Like a result, a win. Yeah.
So what? 2-1.
Yeah, 2-1 is my score prediction. Yeah.
I believe that's what I said as well. I think I said 2-1 to
No.
Tottenham.
Yeah, you said 2-1 to Spurs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Your
And
beloved Spurs.
I'm don't be offended, my boy. I want you guys to do well. It's not my fault you guys think you can win a league with Gabriel Martinelli. You talk to Arteta about that. But look, I haven't really seen Aston Villa play, to be very honest. I based that prediction solely on the fact that they'll be at Tottenham Stadium, and that Tottenham have impressed me this year. I had a lot to say, a lot of banter against the Australian, but Crocodile Dundee has been impressing me. I like his courage. I like the way his team plays. So credit where credit is due. So far, I'm enjoying how they're actuating.
So obviously, I think Udogie is coming back into the side.
What a player.
Romero is still injured. I mean, suspended. Sorry, I think Basuma is suspended for this game. I think.
Oh,
Yes.
that changes.
So Bissouma, Van de Ven, Romero, and Madison are out.
Madison are out.
Udogie pulled out of the Italian squad that played Ukraine because
Ooh,
he had a calf
okay.
injury, so we don't know if he's fit or not. I think if these four don't play, I'm not sure how Spurs will win the game.
Yeah, that's
So-
true. I didn't realize they had so many injuries.
Yeah, it's your beloved Spurs. You got the smoke screens on. I get it. It's fine. But Mo, what did you? What's your score prediction?
I think it's going to be a draw. I think because of the home crowd, they're going to play a part. I think it's going to be a draw. I think Aston Villa are favorites to win the game, but I think the home crowd will play a big factor in this. And the fact that Spurs are coming from a back-to-back losses, I think they're going to be fired up to at least get a result. The likes of Davis, Dyer, Bentancur, and everybody will try their best, and that will earn them a point. But it all depends on how can contain Diaby and Oli Watkins up top, because it's going to be a very tough job for Davis and Dyer to contain Oli Watkins. Also, John McGinn
is a beast. He started off very well.
John
at the
McGinn
season.
has been absolutely phenomenal this year. He has been one of the most underrated players. John McGinn. It's just because he's Scottish, people just don't like to praise
No,
him.
I hear it, bro. I hear it, and for that exact reason, because he's Scottish, people are shedding a blind eye for him. But
Yes.
Emery's getting a lot of 7, 8 out of 10 performances out.
He's playing higher on the pitch. He's playing like in a
With
completely
John McGinn.
different John McGinn, the Scottish guy.
Yes. I've seen John McGinn play a couple times. He's actually quite a decent player.
Yeah, he's very, very good player. I like the guy. I just think that he's very underrated. Douglas Luiz. They're missing Jacob Ramsey, who I rate really, really highly. Jacob Ramsey, the young English guy, and but he's still injured. But I think that attack can be so much for Spurs. If Ange Postecoglou go press and try to play high line and leave Oli Watkins as Diaby with spaces against Davis and Eric Dyer, that's going to be a very, very long day tactically for them, because they can't recover from that, especially with no Bissouma, who is, I call the vacuum in the midfield sometimes when you try to stop the counter-attacks of the opposition. He's not even playing.
Yeah, so I think it's a long day for Spurs. I think Good Evening is going to crash their party again tomorrow and keep that unbeaten record that he has against Spurs going. That's what he does, man. Big up Unai Emery. But guys, last game that we're going to talk about, I think, is Fulham against Wolves.
No, we haven't spoken about Everton Man United.
Oh, sorry. Everton Man United. Ooh.
I've gone for this game. 35% ball position for Everton. 2-0. 2-0.
But 2-0 Everton, yeah?
2-0 Everton, Calvert-Lewin and Tarkovsky in the corner. 2-0, 35% ball position. Calvert-Lewin, bro. It's just Richarlison in disguise, but with goals.
Please, wait a minute. Oh, stop.
Wow. Richarlison in disguise, but with goals.
There's so much disrespect. I don't even know how to...
there's so many shots fired there, man. Jesus.
So many directions these shots were fired.
Big up, Mo, man. So are you in the same with Mo? Are you saying 2-0 Everton, or what are you saying, Mbizo? You didn't put a prediction for that game, I don't think.
I didn't put a prediction. It's probably because it bores me. I don't know. You know what? I can't see Manchester United getting a victory. That's for sure. So I'll just go and say a tie, I guess, just to be respectful.
Score draw or 0-0?
1-1.
1-1.
1-1. Yeah.
Jerry, what did you have? What did Jerry have?
Andre Onana with the goal.
No, I didn't think
I don't think you predicted this game. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a 1-1 as well. I think you see that point deduction. If there's any manager that's going to get riled up and excited by that and use that as a challenge, it's Sean Dyche. And I think
Dyche. When you think he can only nick a point, bruv, don't do that to him, bruv. Don't do that to Dyche.
No.
He's rallied. You're saying a point. You said 1-1, bruv. Nah, bro. He's going for the big 3 points, bro. Big Dyche says it's us against the world, Everton. It's us against the world. Let's go out and show those Manx who's boss.
That one is going to the second division where he belongs.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie. I won't miss Everton. I won't miss Everton, but they will win this game. I agree with you.
However, Everton have scored in every game in the last 7 games, bar Liverpool at Anfield.
Yes.
Somehow he's getting goals.
All right, Dyche, dirty, disgusting, disrespectful type football.
I don't
That's
like
what
him.
he's playing.
I think he should.
The opposite of football.
It should be illegal for Sean Dyche to coach in the Premier League. I think it should be illegal.
I agree.
But lately, he has been playing good. If you watch Everton games,
he's coaching on a farm in Northern Ireland.
Yeah,
no, you guys are disrespecting him. Go have a watch of Coach's voice.
Big Dyche.
Big Dyche. Let's go.
All right, but you and Mbizo are both coaches, man. So you might see Dyche in different ways there. But Dyche, I think what's the name? Company could learn a bit from Dyche ball right now, because if he plays some Dyche ball, he might keep himself in this league, man. All that expansive nonsense that he's doing with all that expansive nonsense he's doing with players that none of us even know their names. None of us. I asked you to name me 2 Burnley players. None of us could tell me facts. But he's trying to play expansive football with them. I beg.
know one as well, so it's fine.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I said 2, because we might just by accident know one player that maybe scored.
We might by accident name one. We didn't even know was there. We just came out.
Literally, mate. Literally. But yeah, I think United, bro, they're in. Obviously, the Varane news that came out as well. So obviously, he's not going to be playing. They're in dire straits right now. Everything happening with Man United is sweet me to the core. I'm not gonna lie, I love it. And watching Man United fans in pain, there's nothing I love more. I'm not gonna lie. Like you judge me if you want. I hate watching Man U fans celebrate even a goal. I hate it. So the fact that they're going through some pain and suffering right now, enjoy it, feel it. Banter FC, whatever they want to call them. All the hashtags should be for Manchester United. Ten Hag, big bad 10, the guy that you wanted, the guy that you said he's got a great talent ID, he's going to revolutionize the club, all of that rubbish. Sancho this, Anthony that, Mason Mount, all of this.
Can I defend him?
Bruv.
Can I defend him?
No, there's no time for defending Ten Hag.
It's fine.
But you said a draw, me and Mo saying a victory for Everton.
With 2 goals. I'm saying it's 3-1 or 2-0. It's not even with 1 goal, bro.
I'm saying 2-1. I think Højlund might nick a goal, man. He might nick a goal. 2-1.
Højlund is not even fit to play.
Shit. Højlund even. Oh my days. Oh, sorry. So what I'm saying, Scotty 2 hotties there, bro. Scotty 2 hottie. Man like Scott McTominay, bro.
I wish both teams could lose, to be very honest with you. That's possible. That's why,
Scotty 2 hottie on the score sheet. But guys, we gotta wrap it up. Just before we wrap up the show, big up Victor Ojomo. He says 4-2 Liverpool winning. I don't know which football that you're watching, but
Victor,
good luck to that result.
Yesterday on Osam's channel, so yes, fine.
Get some sleep, Victor, man. Get some sleep, because if that happens, But
he must put money down though, because if you win,
yes, Victor, we want to put your money where your mouth is, bro. Let's see, 4-2. I won't mind. I'd love that victory. And if you see me in a Tunnel TV studio tomorrow, I'll be doing backflips and cartwheels if that happens tomorrow. 100%. KB says we need to go toe-to-toe. Veta says City will show Liverpool the Etihad hospitality. And tomorrow's game is going to be fun, they say. Guys, don't forget to smash the like button, share, comment, and subscribe. Whether you're watching now on the replay, I've got all the socials of the panel in the description of this video. So go and check out their shows. Mo, I know you've got a show later on tonight. What time is it?
In half an hour.
In half an hour. Well, fingers crossed. I might be there.
I want you there. You have to be there. This is it.
We'll see. We'll see. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. But check out Mo's channel in half an hour. Jerry, are you going to be doing any streams tonight or tomorrow? Any watch-alongs?
Tonight, no. I done my preview for the game yesterday. I mean, earlier today. So we'll be doing probably a reaction to it tomorrow at some point. Yeah, I need to get my life in order, man. Like so many games coming up, like for me coaching, it's been tough. But yeah, man.
I hear it, man. If you haven't watched Jerry's preview, go and check it out. Channel now, it's also in the description. And Mbizo, when's the next CBS edition? When can we catch you?
Yeah, good question. I hope every week, but it's always very short notice. But that's where you can catch me, man. CBS Sports Golasso Morning Footy Scoreline, as well as my own my own handle at Bizinho11.
Yeah, and he said he's going to bring back Joga Africa football soon, but let's see, man.
Joga Africa.
Joga Afro needs to come back, gents. But look, man, I'm actually every chance to show off. I'm at the final stages of my master's, and I'm finishing up my dissertation, which is on football. How to blend classroom pedagogy with football coaching and football coaching with classroom pedagogy. So time is very scant, but if I can, I'll make sure I bring it back.
Big up, man. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining us on the show, panel, comment section. Everybody, enjoy this weekend of football. Hopefully, Liverpool do the whole Premier League a favor. Have a great weekend, everyone.